Jules Verne, Around the World in 80 Days, Chapter 4, India, the 20th of October. But they arrived in Bombay 2 days earlier because of a northwest wind on the 20th of October. Phileas Fogg and Passepartout left the ship. Before going to the station to catch the train to Calcutta, Mr. Fogg went to the passport office and had dinner at the railway station. Fix went to the police in Bombay and asked about the warrant. He could not take Phileas Fogg back to England without a warrant, but the warrant was not there, so Fix could do nothing. Passepartout looked at Bombay. Everything was interesting to the young man. He stood outside the fine temple at Malabar. He liked it, so he went inside. But Passepartout didn't know if he could go into a temple in India in his shoes. "This temple is really lovely," thought Passepartout. He looked at the beautiful things in there. Suddenly, 3 men in orange clothes started to hit him. Then they threw him to the floor and took his shoes. They were very angry. They shouted something, but Passepartout didn't understand the language. But the Frenchman was young and strong. He pushed the man away and ran out of the temple into the street. At 7:55, 5 minutes before the train left, Passepartout arrived at the station without his shoes, without a hat, and without a bag of new clothes. He found Phileas Fogg at the dinner table. Fix was at the station restaurant too. He sat behind Phileas Fogg and watched him. He listened to Passepartout and Phileas Fogg. Passepartout moved his arms up and down when he told Phileas Fogg about the temple. The detective smiled. "So the servant did something wrong in this country," he thought. "I can use that. The thief will have to stay in India, and I can wait for the warrant from England." The train left Bombay on time. At 8 o'clock in the morning on the 22nd of October, the train stopped at a small village. The conductor shouted, "Everybody gets out of the train, please. The railway line ends here." The railway line from Bombay to Calcutta was not yet finished. The passengers had to travel to the next station, Allahabad, on their own. People who often traveled between the two towns left the train quickly and went to the village. They took all possible vehicles. Passepartout was worried about how to get to the next station. He looked down at his feet. He didn't have any shoes. His shoes were in the Malabar temple in Bombay. Our Frenchman didn't want to go on foot. Fortunately, they found a man with an elephant, and after a short discussion, the man sold him the elephant for a very high price, and the 2 travelers were soon on their way to the next station with a guide and the elephant called Keone. Every 2 hours, the guide stopped the elephant. It ate and drank some water. Phileas Fogg, Passepartout, and the guide sat under a tree out of the sun. Then they started again. They moved quickly and climbed higher. At about 9 o'clock that evening, our adventurers came to a big forest of palm trees where they had to stop to let Keone rest and eat the leaves from the trees. The journey started again at 6 o'clock next morning, and at 4 o'clock in the afternoon they were near Allahabad, but suddenly the elephant stopped.